It's been a while since we stood on Route 66 outside the old garage, and in all honesty, it's been too long. But after the success of the series for Rusty Nuts Garage, we decided to call it a day because we were just burnt out. There was nothing else we could do. Over the last couple of years, we've sort of missed it. Coming back to this and sort of wandering around junkyards again has got us all fired up, ready to go for another try at becoming the best auto shop in all the land. I mean, all the land, this little valley that we live in, basically. So yeah, we did a live stream on Saturday. You guys joined us, and I gave you the opportunity to choose the car that we were actually going to customize. And we picked the Nissan Skyline, which isn't an official Nissan Skyline if you go by the CMS thing. It's a Ribson Starline. But this is a Nissan Skyline, it's the R32, which is the same car that Brian Spellman uses in Too Fast, Too Furious. Well, it was a close poll, it was fine. Now, because we haven't been here for a little while, unfortunately, the workshop is yet to be designed. Some nice person, when we finished up with it, decided to basically take down our old signs and try and turn it into an old garage again. Bought in this old crappy rusty bus. We've got some bits of equipment around, but not what we used to have. Thankfully, they sort of tidied up the warehouse a little bit, but apart from that, it's yeah, we just need to get rid of all the old crap again. So we need to raise some money, move the bus, get all this stuff out, and then make this the Rusty Nuts Garage once and for all, once again. So yeah, let's we've got a little bit of money left over. I'm not sure actually, no, I can't remember where we got this money from. I think it's just been sitting in our account since we last finished. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this car up now, and we're going to flog this off and hopefully make some money so we can upgrade the garage. So let's get this onto the car lift shaft. As you can tell, it is yet to be decided. This is a junkyard car after all. It's all we could afford. We weren't going to take a risk with the auction because the auction was just going to be way too much. Especially for the fact that we haven't got any cash apart from what we've got, which means we do have some, but not a lot. Right, first off, let's get all this stripped down, get it all off, see where we're at. So what we're working here is a rusty chassis. We've taken the interior out, it was all right, but we'll probably do better. So yeah, it's basically just rip it all apart and go from there. So what we need to do is we need to build this V6 engine. We're gonna have to put this up on the old the lift, which is fine. We'll try and get all the wheels and stuff off first before we take the engine, because we need to dismantle it from the exhaust transmission, and then we'll go from there. So this I'm gonna be honest, it's been a couple of years since we've done one of these, so this is like a full build that we're gonna go for. And our budget is whatever we have. I'm not sure how much this car is worth anymore, so yeah, chances are we might make a loss, but I don't know. So let's get into stripping the whole car down, and we'll work it all out and we'll go from there. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. last little piece of the catalytic converters coming off. Now we need to start stripping down the transmission, because we need to get the engine out of here. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift the engine. I don't know. We'll find out eventually. But it is looking a little bit well used. I think the best term for it is. Let's get that out as well. It's pretty broken. It's pretty bad. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't think we're going to be able to save a lot of it. We'll try, but it's going to need a lot of in-house work, which is going to suck. It does look like it's ruined though, so we'll get the lift and see what we can do. Okay, so this is the engine that's just come out, the Nissan. It is, I gotta be honest, we could probably quite happily just throw the whole thing away and just get a new one, which would be more preferable. We're gonna try and get what we can off of this, see if we can make it any better. But I have this horrible feeling, and I'm gonna say horrible a few times, is I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think we're going to be better off building a whole new one. Yeah, just fun and games for the whole family. This is what happens when you buy a junkyard car. The car is just messed up. On the plus side, we did get a killer deal for this. We only spent like, I think it was what, 12 grand, which is pretty good considering the car. It means if we get this finished, we might make a profit. Maybe. We'll have to see. Alright, that's the whole engine stripped. The only thing we've got to do now is work through the repair bench. Hopefully we'll keep some of the stuff we've taken off, and hopefully we can use it. If we can't, it's a massive shopping list and we're going to have to do it in sections. Okay, we're running into parts of the engine now. We've got to a point where we're getting the restoration done quite well on some of these parts. Some of them are shot to bits. We genuinely cannot fix them. We will have to buy new. But as long as we can fix the block and a few of the bigger parts, it means this car's build is a lot cheaper for us. That's a good thing. It means that we're okay. Oh, we got that block to 100%. That's good. I mean, the consumables like the pistons, the com rods, the rings, the spark plugs, they're pretty much gone. Pressure plate is gone. The rubber bushings obviously are gone, so we'll get new ones of those. Suspension's gone. Obviously, we've got to split the tyres. We might be able to resurrect the rims, maybe. It would be nice to put the original rims on this car, but if they're bad, then we won't be able to. We'll see if we can send these off to our workshop down the road and see if we can actually get the rims sorted, because that would be pretty cool. Tyres, we'll probably end up putting new rubber on this just because you don't put old tyres on a new car, do you? This is basically going to be a new car. Okay, so that's all the rims detached from tyres. That's good. Now I need to separate the suspension. Now we've only got 3 sections of suspension, which isn't great. So, well, 2, sorry. So the fronts are just, yeah, they've seen better days. I actually sort of expected, but this is a junkyard car. We're going to have to strip the whole thing back, do it all properly, do this, that and the other. We're all good. Right, body panels next. And it doesn't matter with the body panels. It's like if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we have to buy new because, well, we may have to. Let's see if we can shave the brakes as well. If we can save any money on stuff before we do things, it really does help the cost of the car. Especially if we're trying to make the most amount of money out of this, then we're trying to like restore as much as possible. I don't want to spend too much on it because it affects the profit margin and us getting this shop back to where it should have been, you know, years ago. But this is what happens with burnout. If you do too much too quick, you end up screwing yourself over a lot, and that's what happened to us. We did 3 seasons of Rusty Nuts, 4 seasons maybe, and by the end of it, it was like there's too much, and we just didn't want to carry on. So if you guys do want to see more of this, let us know in the comment section, because if you want to see more, then we'll do more. Obviously, we're going to pace ourselves a bit more with this because it's a lot to undertake, and we're just trying to keep you guys in this as well. Looking nice. Ooh, sparkly. Right, cool. Alright, next thing's next. We need to get the chassis over to... Let me just pop this back. We need to get this cleaned up, welded, everything else. So, weldy welds. I did go up a level. So, as said, we got to get this stuff put back in as well. You know, it'll be alright. We'll get there. Right, that's the warehouse restored. Danny's been in here cleaning up, which is good. It means we've now got our storage space back. If we do need to buy any spares, we should be fine. We should be okay in here. Yep, we've upgraded the paint level as well, so we can redo that as well. Now all we need to do is get this fixed. So we're going to mock this onto number 1 and just let the sparks fly. Alright, let's get this to wash. We need to spray down the chassis, make sure it's all perfect, it's all good, and then we're alright. Coming out really nice. I like this. The actual chassis itself was painted purple. That's not bad. You know, I might go with like a midnight purple build. This will try and keep that like light glimmering off the actual bodywork as well. So that'll be interesting. Let's put this back in the workshop and see where we go. Looks pretty cool in here, man. Right. Okay, so shopping list. We need a new rim. I'm definitely going to need new tires as well. So we'll get those ordered up. So if we go to my tablet, because we got the internet here. Took us a little while to get the internet back in, but we got it. We're good. Don't worry about it. So these are the race tires that it originally had. The tire itself is a 20-inch. So these are 255 by 30 by 20. So 255 by 20 should be right. And we need rims. So we need this specific rim, which is a 20-inch rim. Cool. Now let's get them fitted. Should have bought 3 of them. At least it looks nice. Cool. Right. Okay, so when it comes to the undersection of the car, suspension, bits and the cross members and all the other stuff, what we need to do now is we need to get rid of the old stuff so we can try and keep some of the money in here. That's okay. Right. Alright. So, everything with an orange, if I go into condition change, right, so anything that's below this line, we need to buy new. All of it. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Small rubber bushings. How many of these do I need? You know what, I'm just going to buy like, I'm going to buy like 20, like 15, 16, because you never know. Pistons, we've got, yeah, I'm going to buy brand spanking new pistons. I think we need 6. Worst comes to worst is we don't. Okay, we're already quite a lot of money in this. It's, yeah, this is an expensive build. Right, okay, cross member is in. Right, so the worst comes to worst is if we don't finish this build, we'll sell it as is and we'll just try and make as much money off it as possible. But you know, when you have to buy basically a whole new car and all the stuff you've got is okay, but you might need to spend a bit extra. Yeah, that's where we're at. Now I have spent about 10 grand on upgrades for the shop itself, so yeah, we can't, and this is why. Right, so that's my shopping list ended. If I've got anything else to put on this, then I have to add it myself. So steering rack, we don't have a steering rack, so we need to add that. Right, time to put all this back together then. Alright, so we got the cross member in, front suspension, front brakes, all that stuff has been added, and it's a positive, let's put it that way. We finally got it all in. Next we're going to be working on the rear, and we've actually got to source a fuel tank because we haven't got one. We need a fuel pump, need to put the exhaust back in. We're missing 2/3 of the exhaust, then we've got to put the engine together. We're missing some of that as well. Then we've got to put the interior together. We're missing some of that. Bodywork, you know, just everything in general just needs to be slung together, and hopefully we can source it all, which is fun and games for the whole family. Now, thankfully, with this is the gearbox for this car. It wasn't far beyond repair, so we actually got it repaired instead of spending out, I think these are $2.5 grand a piece. Way too expensive for what we can do. So glad we got this repaired, which was nice. Cross member actually works as well. Just going to slot all this back together. We need a ton more rubber bushings, so that's going to be awesome. Rightio, that's the rear end done, front end done. Next we're going to be putting into the engine because, well, yeah, it's going to be tight, and it's not going to be there's not a lot to build with, which is the more sucky part of all this, but apart from that we'll be fine. So let's get this going. So first off, that's what we needed to chuck in, that's fine. Camshaft, we have got a good camshaft, that's okay. Piston wires, let's chuck all these in now. That is not a cheap part. That's $1,000 for that, man. $1,000. Oh, it's gonna be an expensive car. That's right, we have got a bit of the engine kicking around. So far this car is costing me, well, especially with the add-ons to the actual garage as well, we've done $31,000 into this. We haven't done body yet. Now, as this is a, this is a special car. I say special. It's one of those cars you just sat there and go, when you get the opportunity to build it, you build it. It's all good. And I'm glad that the community actually asked me to build this instead of just like anything else we had in the scrapyard at the time. So if you do want to become part of that process where we sort of fudge around during a live stream and we actually do this, then yeah, come and join us, because at the end of the day, it's all good, isn't it? And you get to sit there and choose a car, and then you get to see it all being put together, like I'm doing now. Right, last couple of bits going on under the car now, so mainly the exhaust system, which is good. We still haven't done the fuel tank. I sort of forgot this thing existed, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Which is, I need a fuel pump. One of those will just about do it. Okay, so that should be everything on the bottom. Let's put the wheels on. And there we go. Let's drop the car down. Right, last thing I've got to do before we send this over to wash, paint and everything else, we need to fill up the liquids. So let's get all that in now. We're going to take the cover off before we put oil into this car. Ah, oh, so frustrating. I didn't put an oil filter on. Oh no. Okie dokie, that's the filter back on. We're all good. Oh, it's amazing. You always forget like the little things in life. Always. Let's get the oil in. Glug, 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 glug. And we got to put it. Oh, actually, I have forgotten to put the ABS in. Oh, can't do nothing without the ABS, can we? Yes, there you go. That's all in as well. That is fantastic. Right, we'll put the cover back on. 4 simple bolts. That's all good. And we've got to put the fluid into this. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, the graphics sometimes clip. Don't worry, the game's fine. I think we're nearly ready. We just got to paint it now. Move to the dyno and then we'll see where we are at. So this is without any modifications, without anything like major on it. This is our first proper build at Rusty Nuts again, and let's just hope it works, because if it works then we can demand a good price for it. Cross my fingers, let's put it that way. 537 horsepower. That's a good test. Really good test. Ah, it's all good. Alright, let's park it at the front then. Ah, it's been a long couple of days and a lot of money. Oh, I just put it in parking. There we go. Okay, well there we are. One brand spanking new Skyline. So everything's 100%. It's only that it was a nice car. It was all good. And we're done $133,000 in profit. So in total, we bought this for 12 grand, right? And we put nearly 74 grand's worth of stuff into this car. Crikey. Well, there we go, $133,000 in profit. That means when we come back on a live stream, you guys can come with us and we can go off and do stuff, and you can join us in a brand new build at the Rusty Nuts garage. Now don't forget, guys, when it comes to the live streams, I let you choose everything that we're gonna, well, I let you choose which car we're gonna do. Now with the $165,000 we have now, we can open up our space here, which means we can bring in a few more cars. On the plus side, that basically means that you can choose more cars for us to do here. And there we go. We have our 2 spaces. I can never remember what the ladder was for. Oh yeah. Well, there we go. So in my next stream, what we'll do is we'll go into the junkyard or wherever we can. We'll level up, because we're level 14 right now. We still can't quite do an auction. So what I might do is we might do a live build. So what we'll do, we'll choose a car straight out of the junkyard. You guys are in charge of that build. I'll build it. We'll chuck it all through the processes in here, and then we'll choose another 2 projects ready for like following on videos and a brand new series. So thank you very much for kicking by. This has been Hybridsteel with the Rusty Nuts Garage. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe and notification button below, because if you don't, that means you're joining me on this little journey and all the other things we do on this channel. So until my next one, I'm going to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do, and have a great rest of your day. Boom! Fist bump to you.